Hi, WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American that lives in Germany. And today I have Calafia, heavily peated American single malt that was finished in Hungarian oak casks. 58% from the Lost Spirits Distillery in Salinas, California. Now, I've already done the German video, so I know exactly what I have in here in my glass. The last video I did was Bohemian Bonfire, exactly the same distillery, 59% ABV, and they were actually finished in French oak casks. Both of these are heavily peated, around 80 to 90 ppm, and they receive their peat from Canada, not from Scotland or any place in the world, up in Canada, and they use it, and therefore the iodine taste is gone. If you take a nice Lafroig, you drink it, it's like chewing on this bandage that was in iodine beforehand. I do not like it whatsoever. But the Bohemia Bonfire really was right up my alley. A very sweet, a very great single malt whiskey made in America. Nothing's better than that. Unfortunately, the Calafia has a different profile. This was a very sweet, this over here was my glass from yesterday. This is a very sweet type of peat. This has a very dirty type of peat. Now imagine you took a walk through a swamp. You came back, your boots dry, and there's all that stuff in between the track of your boots. You scratch it out, you scrape it out, and that smell of this dry dirt is what I get here in my nose. I get some sweetness, I get some grain, but I get this overwhelming type of smell of dirt and not peat. WhiskyJason here, a whiskey from the viewpoint of American and Germany. And everything else is almost kind of like a blanket on top of the other smells that are there. The other smells are a little bit of a cask, a little bit of wood, a little bit of the oak, but over everything else is this just peat layer. And it's very, very difficult for me to pull back that blanket and just examine and experience and enjoy the smell as well as the texture and the taste below it. So, yesterday was 59% ABV, today's 58%. I'm going to taste it. Yesterday I loved it. It was sweet, it was nectar, it was nice. Today, it's hot. It's an overwhelming pepper hotness that just kills everything else in my mouth. Wow, it burns. And then on top of that, you get this dirty smoke. Oh, WhiskyJason does not like smoke. I have no idea why I like the Bohemian Bonfire. I have no idea why I enjoyed the umami from the Lost Spirits, but I do know that the taste that I have left in my mouth after tasting the Calafia is not what I like. That peat really lingers, and it's a dirty peat. It's a soily type of peat. It's hot and it's a bad peat. I don't know why. It's just different, and it's not really my cup of tea. The Hungarian oak cask? Why are Hungarian oak casks in California anyways? French oak casks, I can imagine. We use French oak casks for everything here. Sherry and port, and you put the port in the sherry cask over there. The only time I was in Hungary, I was in Budapest, I was at the Balaton Lake. I've been in Hungary maybe 5 times in my life. There's vineyards all over the place, a very beautiful place. They make the best white grape juice in the world that I've ever had. We had it directly from the vineyard. It was the sweetest, best grape juice I've ever had. And then I went to the grocery store in Hungary. I bought these tiny little Tetra Packs. They were like 20 cents each, and they were still great. I was expecting bad stuff. This was still wonderful, wonderful, wonderful white grape juice. Absolutely amazing. The wines, no. No. Why are the casks from Hungarian oak going to California? Maybe someone can tell me. What California casks need Hungarian products? Do they produce some type of red wine that's in a cask? I don't know. Whatever this is, the Calafia is not my juice. It's not my cup of tea. One last thing I'm going to try. I'm going to water it down. I watered it down to 45, 43%. What happens? The peat is diluted. It's still there, but now the wood appears. The grain has the possibility to show its head and say, hey, I'm also here. But the peat keeps on just kind of like hitting them and go, no, no, not you, it's me, it's me, it's me. It's like a very egoistic person we know that might run the country, or try to run the country, that doesn't let anyone else do their job. Ooh, I got political, I'm sorry. No, now I'm going to try it. Much more palatable, but yet that dirty peat is still there. It's more or less now in the background, and in the more and more in the foreground. Up front, we have more of a sweety type of peaty type of woody type of cinnamony, the cinnamon, as well as a little bit of just barley. Just a nice barley, a malted barley is there. If you like peated whiskeys, I don't. Take it down to 45%, let it be in your glass for a couple of minutes, and then try it, and you're gonna go, oh, that's a nice single malt Scotch whiskey. And then you're gonna go, oh, I forgot, it's from America. I don't know. It's really, really not my stuff. It's much better diluted than at the 58%. But still, I'm comparing it to yesterday with the Bohemian Bonfire. And that was so good undiluted. That was barrel proof, 59%. Good stuff. This is with water. WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American that lives in Germany. I'm going to give the Calafia a C-. Not my world. Even with water, it moves up to maybe a C. I'll give it a C. But without water, definitely a C-, D+, to be honest. Now, the value for price, the value for money, it used to run around $70, $80 over here. It's no longer available here in Germany. It's sold out. And I think it also has been sold out for quite some time there in America. And so I'm just going to give it a D- because I don't like it. I'm sorry. So thank you very much for watching. Maybe you can like my videos. Maybe you can even subscribe to my channel. WhiskyJason here. Whiskey from the viewpoint of whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany. And my videos are all about rare and exotic whiskey, which is very, very hard or no longer available. And that's what I do. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment. What can I do differently? This was a longer video than normal, about the same length I usually do in German. And maybe you have a few little tips of things I could do better or more interestingly for you. See you soon. Bye-bye.